to tell you a story time about how I got fucked over by a tarantula. So, I went on this scholastic, college fair thing where they go and they were, basically you go to different colleges and, different colleges, but you go around to, explore your options for colleges. So, did that, and they wanted us to have, this icebreaker, game type of situation. So, this is what I was doing, because I'm not, I'm a very social person. I'm really not going to pretend like I'm one of those people who pretend like I don't like social interaction. I don't like people FaceTiming me. I don't like people calling me. No, that's kind of weird. I enjoy talking to people. But, I like to assess the room first before I talk to people. So, my school that I went with just decided, we're going to throw you in the competition games that they were trying to have, with the people. And I was just there, cool. I know I'm a smart bitch, but, just to throw me in there, thanks for that. So, with that being said, it was two games. One was a spelling bee. Everybody knows I'm a bitch. I consider myself a wordsmith. So I was like, oh, spelling bee. I got this one in the house. It was a bunch of different schools, and you basically was competing with inter schools. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna clean this shit up. So I think it was 5 or 6 people from representative from each school. So it was a big ass competition. I'm gonna round it off say maybe 20 people were competing. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating the numbers of people who went per time, but it was a lot of people. It was at least 20 people up there. So I was cleaning the fucking they were saying xylophone, elephant, homophobia, and they were just giving us all the words, and I was eating it up. I was just like, this is my game to lose. So get to the final round. No, get to the final 5 round, and I feel oh, I'm looking at my school. I'm just oh, this is mine, because it was a prize package too. They were giving us money, so I was like, oh, this is my literal game to lose. And so I'm looking at my schoolmates in the sitting area, and they're cheering. Because I'm first of all, half of those bitches ain't my friends, but they were cheering because they felt proud. I'm about to clean this up and win for the school. And I was just bitch, I am gonna win for the school, and we're gonna look like smart bitches. Even though I don't like most of y'all, but I like money, so I'm gonna win this game for myself because I would have won the money, not the school. It would have been my personal check, and bitches like money. No, seriously. All jokes aside, I really want it. I like to win. I'm a competitive person. I'm not gonna lie. I am a competitive person. If I'm playing Monopoly, if I'm playing Clue, if I'm playing King's Cup, whatever. Well, that's King's Cup is a different game. We'll talk about that in a different story time. But this one is. Let me get to the point. So it's final 5. I know for a fact I'm going to the finals. I'm not even worried. I think they asked me to spell encyclopedia or something. It was some word. It was spell it. I was hitting it. I was hitting every lick that they threw. As I think it was 2 girls and 3 boys left. So I think a girl left. So it was one girl. I was just oh, because I'm a feminist. I was oh, this bitch, I don't want her to lose, but I want to win. So I was all right, well, she gotta go. Because the boys were really cleaning up. The 3 guys I was with, well, 2 guys, because I was with myself, we were doing well. So I was just cool. So when one of the biggest competitors who I thought I would actually be in the final round with, when he went in 4th place, I was just oh, my win has just cleaned itself up. Cool, love that for me. So we get to the final 4. We must go 2 rounds without anybody losing. So I was just cool. Can y'all bitches get out of the way? Because I'm ready to win. So nobody loses the 2 rounds. And so then I go up first. I think it was me, a boy, the girl, a boy, right? No, yeah. So that's the 4. So 2 rounds go by, and then one of the other boys get knocked out. But he wasn't if it was a hierarchy of people I thought was competitive. It was one of the boys, the girl, and the 2 boys. So after the big competitive boy left in 5th place, and another boy knocked it, I was oh, final 3. I'm really gonna win. And at that point, I'm looking at the representative from our school, the lecture came on us, and I was just oh, this is really my game. This is really my game, because I am a spelling person. I haven't been reading books as much anymore recently, but I need to get back on that. But I was eating it up, not missing a beat, not even thinking they were throwing words out and I was getting it. I want y'all to understand how I was cleaning this game up. And then final 2 comes around, knockout round, other guy gets eliminated. I wasn't shocked about that. I knew he was gone. So I was just oh, I come to the end with this girl. Love that for us. We're gonna clean this up. We're gonna look good doing it. Great. We get to the final round, literally no exaggeration. We probably went 4 rounds, back to back to back to back to back. And I was just this bitch needs to go now. This is my game to win. I didn't come from 20 bitches competing for one win, all to get 2nd place. Granted, it's better than getting 19th place, but I wanted to win. I didn't come there for the runner-up. I was not there for Miss Congeniality. I was there to become the crowned winner. So they hit me with the word tarantula, and anybody who knows me knows that I do not like spiders. I'm not fearful of them, I just don't trust them. So I was just like, tarantula, cool. I was just like Tarantula. Like, now I know how to spell it, I think, at least. And I think the lady was just like, I think you missed out on a R or something. I was just like, I'm sorry, I missed out a what? No, you need to go reread that because I don't make mistakes. So like literally, it was like in my mind, I was like, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. So redo that. And like the judges like looked at each other because the girl question was next. Because obviously, if she made her mistake, then we would have tied and proceeded. That bitch came up there and she whooped my ass and answered her question correctly. And I was just like, oh, that's what we're doing. We're embarrassing me in public. Cool. I love that for you. And I don't love that for me. So, they came up there with the little flower. They literally had flowers. It was actually really funny. Flowers and like envelopes. So I got an envelope and a book. I want a book. And some money, actually. But it wasn't a lot of money. It was like not as much as she did. That she won. So I didn't open it at the time. I opened it when I got home. But so I was just like, I'm here, but I'm a little bit bitter because I lost. But I was professional about it. I gave her a handshake. I said congratulations. I meant it. I meant it. I was bitty. I was a bitter Betty, but I meant it. So I was just like, congratulations, love that for you. And I took my envelope and my book, and I sat in the seat, and everybody sat down and they looked at me because everybody was shocked. They were like, you lost, and I was like, two of you competed and lost rather early at that. I made it to the final round, a legitimate final round. There was no way nobody else would have won besides me or the other person, and I lost. Okay, I did that. I lost that. But let me tell you something. I'd do it again. Okay. Anyways, so the lady comes on who like just announced the winner or whatever, and she started talking about like how professional we looked, congratulating each other and whatever, and she loved that sportsmanship or whatever. And then she says to the students, you can all suggest or submit your top two representatives because we're going to go into like an artistic poetry round. And at my point, I was like, poetry, that's weird, but okay, cool. And everybody looks at me and I was like, oh, you could do that. And I was just like, this is an all stars. You're not about to make me lose the first round of the competition and then send me back to competing again. This is not all stars. It was all stars because my lecturer said, oh no, you're going up there because nobody else is going to do it. And I was just like, ah, cool. Nobody else from my school did it. I just went up by myself. I was like, so y'all just going to send me up here to look like a fool. I just came in second place. Now I'm going to come up here looking like a clown. A full clown. Oh, cool. That's all right. That's whatever. So I walked up there. There was like 12 maybe people, maybe 14. I don't know. It was okay. It was double digits. So we each had to like read a poem, whatever. Like we had to make it up on the spot. And I was just like, what is the most traumatic thing I can say that's sad and dreadful and would make people feel like this is poetry being written in New York City in the height of the AIDS and crack crisis. Like that was my inspiration. So I was like, I'm gonna go with what everybody loves to hear about: traumatic parental problems. So I said, I made up some random story about an abusive father and alcoholic, and I was going off, and I was just like, I started using hyperboles, and I was literally, I didn't write it down. I was like literally lying out of my head, and so as like they did that, they I guess tabulated the votes, and they decided to pick like their top 3 or 4 or 5 like favorites, and then they went down the line of like who they thought was the best. And I was like, oh, here comes this shit again. I did all of this to get to the final round, and I'm gonna be embarrassed and lose. So I get to the final round, and guess who it's with? A representative from the school of the girl who just beat me. She was in the poetry competition. She lost, but one of her schoolmates was still there. So I was like, oh, so I'm gonna get clowned from 2 of these people from the same school. Cute. It got to the final 3 because it was a third place. Like you know how they do it in Miss Universe pageant. I think they were mimicking that format where they was just like, so we're gonna have a 5th place and a 4th place person. We're just gonna bring you up here to embarrass you, and then we're actually gonna crown 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place. So they crowned 3rd place, and I was in final 2 again, and I was just like, this really is, in my head, I literally was like, no joke, I was like, this is really all stars. This is what we're doing. You're gonna bring me to the end again, and I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna be the runner-up. So I actually won. I won the money. They put it in an envelope. I got another book, some flowers, and an envelope full of money. And I was just like, so I cleaned up, and then like my schoolmates was like, are you gonna give us some of the money? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you some of the money. Like, do I give you my time in campus? No, I don't. So I'm not gonna give you any of this money either. So I literally did not open it at the time. I just saw it was an envelope. I thought it was like a little card that says, thank you for participating, thank you for sharing this. I thought it was gonna be something like that. So when I actually saw there was money in it, I was just like, hey. Ookie. Love that. So, that is my story about how the word tarantula screwed me over, but my dramatic, like, personality got me a prize packet of money. So I won double the money that the other girl won because I actually won a runner-up prize and a winner's prize. So, yeah, that was me. I mean, this is probably not as exciting as you want to hear, but it was fun for me. It's a fun story I still like to tell because I really do not like the word tarantula. Every time I think about the word or hear the word, it brings me back to the dramatic time where I lost a spelling bee in front of academic scholars over a simple 7, 8 letter word. Moral of the story, read a book.